Welcome back to Immortal News. Today, we pause to remember and honor the lives of 11 luminaries who have left us on September 10th and in the days preceding. Our deepest condolences extend to their families, friends, and fans worldwide. In our news segment, we provide a health update on the iconic newsreader Alastair Stewart. We'll also discuss the cause of Paul Reubens' passing and delve into a new book about the legendary David Bowie. Before we proceed, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. Your support is crucial to us, fueling our passion and drive. From the entire Immortal News team, thank you. Number 11. Maddie Locke, a young luminary in politics and uncommon passions. Maddie Locke, a remarkable young man with an infectious passion for vacuum cleaners and a promising career in politics, died suddenly on September 9, 2023 at the age of 19. The news of his untimely passing shocked many, including Holly Willoughby and the team at This Morning, where Maddie was a frequent guest. Born in Maghull, Merseyside, Maddie was elected as a Labour councillor in his hometown, a role he took immense pride in. He was widely admired in the Labour Party, and Deputy Leader Angela Rayner was among hundreds to leave heartfelt tributes. His potential as a young politician was undeniable, and he spoke passionately about serving the people of Maghull and focusing on their concerns and priorities. But Maddie was not just a politician. He was an enthusiast with a unique hobby. Vacuum cleaners. Maddie's interest began at the tender age of 2 when he received his first toy Henry vacuum cleaner. By the age of 13, he had amassed a collection of 150 vacuum cleaners and began to repair and sell them, turning his childhood hobby into a career path. His regular appearances on This Morning showcased his extensive knowledge and shared insights into the world of vacuums, making him a beloved figure in the community. He was an alumnus of the Merchant Tailors Boys' School in Crosby, Liverpool, and had already built a small empire fixing and selling vacuums, reinvesting his profits to sustain his passion. Maddie Locke leaves behind a legacy cut short but impactful. His enthusiasm for life, unique interests, and devotion to his community made him a delightful and unforgettable figure. His death is a loss not just to his family but to all who saw in him the promise of youth and the potential for greatness. Tribute to Maddie Locke. Number 10. Marc Bohan, the quiet maestro behind Dior's timeless elegance. Marc Bohan, the man who elegantly helmed Dior for nearly 3 decades, passed away on September 6 at the age of 97, according to a statement by the iconic fashion house. Known for his slim look, a modern and refined take on Dior's classical silhouettes, Bohan became an icon in the fashion world while maintaining a low personal profile. Born to a millionaire, fashion was in Bohan's blood from an early age. Taking over from Yves Saint Laurent in 1961, he was thrust into the limelight and he did not disappoint. Over his tenure from 1961 to 1989, Bohan transformed the idea of what it meant to be a modern, elegant woman. Notable figures like Grace Kelly and Elizabeth Taylor were often seen donning his designs. Bohan's first couture collection in 1961 was groundbreaking, introducing the world to a more slender and sophisticated Dior woman. He would later become a close friend and collaborator with Princess Grace of Monaco, who would also become a living canvas for his ideas about beauty and elegance. It wasn't just royalty and Hollywood elite that Bohan impacted. He also played a role in political fashion, designing the coronation dress for Iran's then Empress Farah Diba Pahlavi in 1967. His influence didn't stop at adult fashion. Bohan launched Dior's baby boutique and created lines for young women, Miss Dior and Men Dior Monsieur, thereby extending the brand's reach and diversifying its portfolio. He was also pioneering in bringing Dior's fashion shows to international stages like India. In a statement, Delphine Arnault, Dior CEO, praised him as an immense visionary and passionate creator. Despite his natural inclination to stay out of the limelight, Bohan's legacy is anything but quiet. After leaving Dior, he joined Norman Hartnell, another prestigious fashion house known for designing for Britain's royal family. He leaves behind his daughter and an indelible mark on fashion history, remembered as a designer who blended tradition and innovation seamlessly. Bohan was, in many ways, the epitome of the House of Dior itself, elegant, revolutionary, and everlasting. Tribute to Marc Bohan. Number 9. Monique Bisson, a trailblazer in Canadian politics and women's rights. Monique Bisson, a towering figure in Canadian politics and academia, passed away on September the 8th in Ottawa at the age of 87. Born in Rome to a Canadian father and a Belgian mother, Bisson's life was shaped by a multicultural upbringing that saw her living in France and Portugal before finally settling in Canada at the end of World War II. Her early life in Montreal was fraught with challenges, but she credited her time as a Girl Guide and the support of community groups for making her the resilient woman she became. Bisson's political career took off in 1967 when she became the executive secretary of the Royal Commission on the Status of Women. In 1972, she shattered the glass ceiling by becoming one of the first 3 women from Quebec ever elected to the Canadian House of Commons. Her ministerial stints under Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau were historic. Most notably, she served as the Minister of Health and Welfare from 1977 to 1979, and again from 1980 to 1984. During her time in this role, she introduced the groundbreaking Canada Health Act, a cornerstone of Canadian healthcare policy that remains in effect today. Post-politics, Bisson's commitment to public service didn't wane. She held the first joint Ottawa-Carleton Chair of Women's Studies at the University of Ottawa and Carleton University, and later served as the Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences at the University of Ottawa. Her contributions to academia and public life earned her numerous accolades, including being made an officer and later a companion of the Order of Canada. She also received the Governor-General's Award in commemoration of the Persons case in 2015 and penned a memoir, Ladies Upstairs, My Life in Politics and After, in 2018. Monique Bisson leaves behind an indelible legacy, not just as a politician but as a relentless advocate for women's rights and social justice. She will be remembered as a trailblazer who paved the way for generations of women to come. Tribute to Monique Bisson. Number 8. Tom Davies, a resounding voice in stoner rock and a member of Nebula. Tom Davies, the iconic bassist of Nebula, a pivotal band in the stoner rock genre, passed away following a grueling battle with high-risk leukemia on September 5th at the age of 48. He died peacefully surrounded by his family, his mother, sister, and partner Camille, on a date yet to be disclosed. He was diagnosed after a series of unfortunate health events that began with kidney stones and escalated into viral pneumonia and Bell's palsy. His illness revealed his tenacity, as he remained resilient and committed to his music and fans throughout his treatments. Tom's contributions to the stoner rock genre were far-reaching. With Nebula, he helped shape the sound of a movement that blended elements of psychedelic rock, heavy metal, and blues. Not just a musician, Tom was a pillar in the stoner rock community, a genre often marginalized but rich in talent and innovation. His role in Nebula was critical to the band's success, helping them earn a dedicated following and leaving an indelible mark on the music industry. He also inspired a GoFundMe campaign to aid in his medical expenses and a special music collection issued by Ripple Music, with all proceeds going directly to him. In his own words, the support from the community had strengthened his spirit, and it's clear his influence extended far beyond the stage and studio. Tom Davies' passing is not just a loss for the music world, but also a poignant reminder of the fragility of life. His musical legacy will undoubtedly continue to impact and inspire future generations of musicians and fans alike, ensuring that his contributions to stoner rock and the broader music community will not be forgotten. Tribute to Tom Davies. Number 7. Daniel Pipino, Alicea, a fearless warrior in the ring and a Puerto Rican boxing legend. Daniel Pipino, Alicea, a former Puerto Rican boxer renowned for his tenacity and skill, passed away on September 8th due to brain bleeding. He was 50 years old. Alicea had been fighting another battle since 2016 against leukemia. His wife Frances Pagan confirmed the sad news through social media, paying homage to his spirit, describing him as a strong and brave man, fearing God, titan of faith, lover of the word, and warrior in prayer. Alicea's boxing career spanned 15 years, from 1992 to 2007. His final record stood at an impressive 37-2, including 22 knockouts. Although he lost to renowned fighters like Nassim El Principe, Hamed, and Brazilian Achelino Popo Freitas, Alicea almost caused a significant upset by dropping Hamed in round 1 during their fight for the World Boxing Organization's World Featherweight Championship in 1996. In his career, Alicea garnered several titles, including the North American Boxing Organization, the World Boxing Council Continental Americas, and the North American Boxing Federation Junior Lightweight titles. He was a featherweight and junior lightweight boxer who showcased the vibrant spirit of Puerto Rican boxing on international stages. Alicea retired from the sport but left an indelible mark, both as a formidable opponent and a cherished community figure. He resided in Camden, New Jersey with his wife Frances, who stood beside him in his life and during his prolonged battle with leukemia. The cancer initially receded but unfortunately returned in 2019. His passing is a significant loss for the world of boxing, particularly for the Puerto Rican community he represented so well. His resilience in the ring and in life continues to serve as an inspiration. Tribute to Daniel Pipino, Alicea. Number 6. Rayner Tropa, a pillar of East German football. Rayner Tropa, a former football player renowned for his contributions to East German football, passed away on September 9th at the age of 65. The cause and date of his death remain undisclosed. Tropa was a 17-time East German national player and a pivotal figure in the DDR Oberliga, playing for BSG Energie Cottbus and Berliner FC Dynamo. Starting his career in 1965 at BSG Einheden Kolkwitz, he was swiftly promoted to Cottbus's senior team by the age of 17. In 1976, his talents were recognized, and he was transferred to Berliner FC Dynamo, where he contributed to their first championship in the 1978-79 season. Internationally, he was part of the U21 team that reached the final of the European Championship in 1980. He made 17 appearances for the national A-team and was named the best Oberliga player for the 1981-82 season by the football magazine Fuo. Later in his career, he transitioned to coaching, leaving a lasting impact on the sport at multiple levels. Tribute to Rayner Tropa. Number 5. Domenico Demasi, a visionary in the sociology of work and post-industrial society. Domenico Demasi, a distinguished Italian sociologist and emeritus professor at Università degli Studi di Roma La Sapienza, passed away at the age of 85 on September 9th. Demasi was renowned for his groundbreaking work in the sociology of work and organizations, as well as his contributions to our understanding of post-industrial society. Born in Rotello in 1938, Demasi graduated in law before specializing in the sociology of work in Paris. His career as an academic and consultant spanned several decades and saw him work at institutions like Federico II University in Naples and the IRI Finsider Group in Milan before joining La Sapienza in Rome. Among his notable achievements was the founding of S3 Studium, a postgraduate specialization school in organizational sciences. Demasi was a prolific author whose works were translated into multiple languages, gaining special prominence in Brazil, where he even received honorary citizenship of Rio de Janeiro. He developed his own sociological paradigm, focusing on creativity, free time, and new forms of work in a post-industrial world. His influence stretched beyond academia. He was an advisor on multiple nonprofit initiatives and held consultative roles for government and private institutions alike. In a world grappling with the complexities of modern work culture, especially during the era of COVID-19, Demasi's analyses have never been more relevant. His intellectual legacy will continue to shape the sociology of work and post-industrial society for years to come. Tribute to Domenico Demasi. Number 4. Sasha Rebar, the voice and wit of Slovenian radio and television. Sasha Rebar, a cornerstone in Slovenian radio and television, passed away unexpectedly from a myocardial infarction on September 8 at the age of 63. Born in Celje and raised in Grosuplje, Rebar initially studied metallurgy before pursuing a career that would make him one of the most iconic media personalities in Slovenia. Starting as a radio presenter at Radio Slovenia in 1985, Rebar gained massive popularity with the launch of his satirical show Radio Gaga in 1990, a program that remained a staple on Slovenian airwaves. His television work was equally notable, hosting programs like Titanic, Rebar, and Na svoji zemlji. His voice wasn't confined to just entertainment. As a representative of the employees in the Program Council of RTV Slovenia, he was deeply involved in its internal politics and contributed to broader political debates. His numerous accolades include the Ježek Award, 9 Media Victor Awards, and a Gong of Popularity, which speak to his talent and influence. Prominent figures such as President Nataša Pirc-Musar and Prime Minister Robert Golob expressed condolences and praised Rebar's significant impact on Slovenian media. His contributions to satire, radio, and television have left an indelible mark on Slovenia's cultural landscape. Tribute to Sasha Rebar. Number 3. Peter Gustafson, a pillar of Swedish ice hockey and Frölunda HC. Peter Gustafson, a legendary figure in Swedish ice hockey, passed away on September 5th after a period of illness at the age of 65. He made his debut for Frölunda HC in the former Elitserien in 1977 and was a mainstay for the club over 12 seasons. His most notable achievement with the team was winning the SM Silver in 1980. Though Gustafson had a brief stint in the National Hockey League with the Colorado Rockies during the 1981-82 season, the majority of his career, from 1977 to 1994, was spent with Västra Frölunda EF. He played over 400 matches for Frölunda, a testament to his loyalty and skill. His former teammate, Jürgen Pettersson, remembered him fondly. Peter was the world's best friend and the finest guy. I have known him for 45 years, and we always played in the same line regardless of the club we belonged to. We had a lot of fun together over the years. Frölunda HC issued a statement, mourning his loss and sending thoughts to his close family and friends at this difficult time. Gustafsson's significant contributions to Swedish ice hockey and his unforgettable moments on the ice have left an indelible legacy. Tribute to Peter Gustafsson. Breaking news. News 1. Over a month after the entertainment world said a tearful goodbye to Paul Reubens, known for enchanting both children and adults as Pee Wee Herman, his cause of death has been confirmed. According to his death certificate, Reubens succumbed to acute hypoxic respiratory failure, compounded by 2 forms of cancer: acute myelogenous leukemia and metastatic lung cancer. Despite his diagnosis, Reubens bravely chose to keep his health struggles private. "Paul fought cancer for years with his trademark tenacity and wit," said a representative. In a poignant posthumous statement, Reubens expressed regret for not sharing his battle with his vast community of supporters, saying, "I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." Beginning his career with the debut of Pee Wee Herman at the Groundlings Theater in 1981, Reubens became a national treasure. Pee Wee's Playhouse, the CBS show that ran from 1986 to 1990, amassed 22 Emmy Awards, with Reubens securing 14 nominations and 2 wins. His impact, marred by a few legal controversies, will live on, not just in his Pee Wee Herman character, but as a performer of remarkable character and generosity of spirit. News 2. In a devastating blow, Morocco grapples with its most catastrophic earthquake in over a century, leaving more than 2,000 dead and thousands critically injured. The quake of 6.8 magnitude tore through the heart of the nation late Friday, turning scenic towns into death traps and causing widespread panic. Hardest-hit areas remain cut off, raising fears that the gruesome toll will continue to climb. As Morocco's King Mohammed VI mobilizes the armed forces for disaster response, the international community stands ready to aid, though formal requests for assistance remain pending. Streets are filled with grief-stricken faces, as both young and old dig through debris that once formed the walls of their homes. In the drought-ravaged Ourgan Valley, villages lost electricity and cell phone service, amplifying their isolation and despair. Meanwhile, Marrakech's iconic 12th century Koutoubia Mosque has sustained damage, a symbolic blow to the nation's heritage. As Morocco begins 3 days of national mourning, urgent questions arise about the resilience of the nation's infrastructure in a region where destructive earthquakes are rare, according to Bill Maguire, Professor Emeritus at University College London. With homes, communities, and hearts in ruins, Morocco now faces a grim path toward recovery. News 3. Iconic UK newsreader Alastair Stewart grapples with early-onset vascular dementia, a candid admission. Alastair Stewart, a news-reading stalwart of British television, has publicly revealed his diagnosis with early-onset vascular dementia. At age 71, Stewart, who has guided the nation through news for over 3 decades, told the Camilla Tomine show that he'd felt a bit discombobulated over the last 6 to 9 months. From stumbling over shoelaces to misremembering call times, the signs were subtle but telling. Stewart's battle isn't just medical, it's profoundly personal. He speaks candidly about the emotional toll the diagnosis is taking on his wife, Sally, calling her his life partner reduced almost to a carer. Despite the emotional and physical challenges, Stewart remains committed to keeping his brain active and credits the NHS for its invaluable support. Stewart urges others sensing something amiss to consult their GP, emphasizing that the people you share your life with are your greatest asset in navigating such a diagnosis. His courage in revealing his condition adds another layer to a remarkable career, reminding us that the human stories behind the headlines often hit closest to home. News 4. 4 a.m. limo rides and late-night soul-searching, the film that captured David Bowie at his most vulnerable. In a groundbreaking film from 1974 that Rolling Stone dubs the greatest rockumentary ever, David Bowie is seen like never before, sensitive, searching, and startlingly honest. The film, Cracked Actor, offers an unprecedented look into Bowie's life during his Diamond Dogs tour. Plagued by fears and insecurities, the icon preferred interviews in the solitude of a limo, racing through empty streets at 4 a.m. At age 27, Bowie's physical and emotional health were at a tipping point, putting him at risk of joining the infamous 27 Club, where musicians like Hendrix and Joplin ended their journeys. Yet, amid these challenges, Bowie agreed to be brutally honest on camera. Cracked Actor remains an unparalleled fly-on-the-wall observation of a superstar in a transformative moment, straddling the fine line between artistic genius and personal hardship. A new book, released 50 years after the documentary, revisits this deeply affecting chapter in Bowie's life. Now it's time to remember the legends who passed away in the past years. Number 2, Michael Chapman, the unsung hero of British folk and beyond. Michael Chapman, a pioneering British guitarist whose influence reached artists as varied as Elton John and David Bowie, passed away at the age of 80 on September 10th in 2021. His family announced his death but did not disclose the cause, stating that he died peacefully at home. They urged people to raise a glass or two to a gentleman, a musician, a husband, a force of nature, a legend, and the most fully qualified survivor. Chapman initially followed academic pursuits, teaching photography and life drawing. His love for jazz and skiffle, influenced by legends like Lonnie Donegan and Django Reinhardt, however, led him away from his parents' expectations. His musical journey took off on a rainy night in 1966 in a Cornwall pub, where he played his guitar to avoid staying outside in the rain, and he never looked back. His debut album, Rainmaker, was released in 1969 under the Harvest label. The album found its way to Elton John and indirectly led to an offer for Chapman to join John's band, although Chapman admitted he hadn't realized it at the time. He continued to influence the music scene through the 70s and 80s. Although a heart attack in 1990 put a pause to his career, he saw a resurgence in the late 90s, ignited by Sonic Youth's frontman Thurston Moore. In the later part of his career, Chapman explored noise music and collaborated with younger artists, rejuvenating his legacy. Albums like 50 and True North, produced in collaboration with Pennsylvania guitarist Steve Gunn, received critical acclaim. A tribute compilation, Oh Michael, Look What You've Done, saw various artists cover his work, testifying to his lasting impact. Described as a man who moved with unmatched grace, vigor, and gruff humor, Michael Chapman leaves behind an expansive career that defied genres and generations. His legacy is one of relentless innovation, a deep-rooted love for music, and an influence that rippled through decades of British and global music culture. Tribute to Michael Chapman. Number 1. Dame Diana Rigg, a remarkable journey from Avenger to Matriarch of Thrones. Dame Diana Rigg, an iconic actress who traversed genres and decades with her versatile talent, passed away on September 10th in 2020 at the age of 82. Her daughter, actress Rachel Sterling, confirmed that she died of cancer, diagnosed earlier that March. She spent her final months joyfully reflecting on her extraordinary life, full of love, laughter, and deep pride in her profession, according to her daughter. Rigg was renowned for a slew of unforgettable roles, beginning with Emma Peel in the 1960s TV series The Avengers. She transitioned gracefully from being a feminist icon of the 60s to playing Olenna Tyrell, the sharp-tongued matriarch in HBO's Game of Thrones. The actress was also memorable as Tracy, the only woman who married James Bond, in the 1969 film On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Over the years, she had won numerous accolades, including a BAFTA TV award for Best Actress in 1990 for Mother Love, and a special BAFTA award in 2000 for The Avengers. She also won an Emmy in 1997 for her role in Rebecca, and had a Tony win for her role in Medea in 1994. Colleagues and admirers paid rich tributes to Rigg, praising her luminous talent. Sir Tom Stoppard and Sir David Hare celebrated her range, especially her foray into classical roles later in her career. Fellow Game of Thrones actor Nikolai Coster-Waldau remarked on how she always raised the bar with her incredible talent, intelligence, and wit. Dame Diana was not just an actress, but a force of nature, according to her agent Simon Beresford. She loved to play bad characters, stating they were more interesting than good, and reveled in being disliked on screen, a testament to her skill in immersing herself in her roles. Survived by her daughter Rachel, Rigg leaves behind an extraordinary legacy that spans the worlds of television, film, and stage, capturing the hearts of several generations with her indomitable spirit and unmatched talent. Tribute to Dame Diana Rigg. . 12 notable figures we've sadly lost on August 22nd and in the days that followed. In our news segment, we'll delve into the devastating events in North Carolina, where a house explosion claimed the life of Tennessee Titans cornerback Caleb Farley's father. We'll also discuss the tragic incident in California, where Laura Ann Carlton, a staunch supporter of LGBTQ+ rights, was fatally shot while defending her store's pride flag. Stay with us for these poignant stories, and if you value our coverage, please like this video and support.